Hey, Belange here, and I'm going to talk about money and morals. Money does not care whether you are a porn star or a pastor. Yes, I said it, because it's not like when someone's sending money to someone on OnlyFans, the money's gonna stop halfway through and be like, oh, I don't really like what you're doing. I'm gonna return to sender. Money does not do that. Money does not have morals. So let's stop putting these personifications on money. The Roman Catholic Church as an organization has an estimate net worth of about 30 billion. The porn industry annually brings in an estimated 95 billion. And that's not even including cash payments or digital cryptocurrency payments. The illegal drugs industry, they're bringing in a whopping 400 billion. And on top of all of that, you have big farmers, big pharmaceutical companies. The whole industry is bringing in $1.4 trillion every year. So this is to show you that money has no morals. It doesn't care whether you are good, bad, or ugly. Money goes to where it can be multiplied. At one point, I was struggling, to really wrap my head around how people can make billions of dollars without doing bad things. So after reading a couple books from people like Dan Kennedy, Babylon, something about Babylon, very good book that was about wealth and the psychology of money and whatnot, I really sort of took a different perspective on wealth and the generating, the creating of wealth. And one thing that I learned is that abundance means there's enough for everybody, right? When it comes to money, there's certain things that you need to understand so that it allows you to think different about money. So money is abundant, wealth is abundant, money is everywhere. Don't ever let nobody lie to you. So you should never feel guilty about wanting lots of money. Wealth or becoming wealthy or rich is not a zero-sum game. It's not, if I made $1 million, that means someone doesn't have that million. That's not how money works. Wealth is abundant. So if you have abundance and you take away $1 million, what do you have left? Abundance. If you have abundance and you take away 10 billion, what do you have left? Abundance. That is the mind frame you need to have when it comes to wealth. Just because you're making X amount of money, it does not mean other people are not making it. So when you see certain news articles that they will put up like Bill Gates' net worth and be like, oh, that's enough to feed the whole world 3 times over. It's almost saying as if because he's got it, they don't. That's not the case. The second thing is money goes where it can be multiplied. Now, I loved this one, because this one truly shows you that money has no morals. Money goes where it can be multiplied. So let's look at this practically in everyday life. If someone gave you £1,000, off the top of your mind right now, what would you do with it, right? One person will be like, I'm going to pay my bills. Another person might be, I'm going to invest in stocks. 2 different mindsets, but both have put their money in a place where someone else is going to be able to multiply it better than they can. Because if all you do is put money in the bank, well, guess what? The bank can multiply that money better than you. This is why there's a whole industry of assets under management or investment banking, where people who have excess wealth, they don't know how to multiply it, or they don't know how to multiply this particular income. So they give it to someone else who does. The black community in the US and the black community in the UK, we're number 1 spenders, but we put so much of that money, not so that we can multiply it, but we pull it in other people's hands who are able to multiply it better than we are. Look at it this way. If you had that $1,000 and you spent 100 of it a month buying McDonald's, fair enough, you needed to eat, I get it, but McDonald's will multiply that money better than you can. That's why they are where they are and you are where you are. As I said, even if you do nothing and just stick that money in the bank because you're scared to do anything, the bank will multiply that money better than you can. So money goes where it could be multiplied, and it doesn't matter who that person is or who that organization is. Money goes where it could be multiplied. So someone who's creating value, people like your Bill Gates and your Elon Musk and whatnot, they're billionaires, and people may paint them as evil people, but they are multiplying and creating wealth better than you are. Let's just be honest. And therefore money gravitates towards people who are able to multiply. Last but not least is understanding the difference between hard-earned money and easy money. Now, when you were growing up, I'm sure many of us heard the terms money is hard, or it's hard to make money. Whatever language you speak, translate that to your language, and I promise you, you have heard that saying before. And easy money is kind of frowned upon, because if you get it easy, that means maybe you didn't work hard enough or you done someone wrong. And these are the kind of pictures and programming that we've been raised, we grew up with. So then if you're getting money too quickly or too easily, some people look at that and be like, whoa, it doesn't make sense. Now, you might not think about it consciously, but subconsciously, you'll end up self-sabotaging. You'll shut it down, or something will go wrong and you don't know what happened, but it's because you're not used to money flowing so easily. You're used to doing a hard day's labor and, making your hard-earned money. But these are the kind of things that I had to change in myself so that I can let go of those sort of mind frames as if money had morals. Instead, I learned how to create value. I learned how to multiply money so that I can befriend money. I love money. I'm not going to act as if I don't. I love money. It does the things that it allows money to do, and it doesn't do things that money doesn't allow you to do. Very simple. So money doesn't care if you work 10 hours a week or you work 100 hours a week. It will flow where value is being created. So that is a massive shift for me, as I was, just reading through and listening to wealthy people, is having that mindset shift, that money flows to where it can multiply, where value is being created, and it doesn't care who is doing it. Now, I'm not saying go out there and, do some crazy stuff, but I'm saying that you need to change how you see things. Like, I changed how I saw those things because it was not helpful for me to have that sort of programming when you want money. So all of that shifted. You know how people paint people like Bill Gates as some sort of evil overlord that wants to do X, Y, and Z. I said, you know what? That sort of thinking does not benefit me. Let's look at it from the other way. How many people have finished their university degrees and didn't have, even if you lost your paper, you wrote it on Word doc? How many companies were built using Microsoft products, using Microsoft machines, using Bill Gates's intellectual property? This guy shifted the world big time, and he created massive value. And in that value creation, the money flowed to him. Very simple. Now, if you want to look at it in the other way, go ahead, but ask yourself, is it serving you? Because looking at it the other way, I can pick some lessons in there and be like, all right, I need to create value for other people. I need to know how to multiply money, and then you'll put me on the path that I want to go. If you want to be broke forever, then keep hating on people who've got money, judging them, calling them all kinds of names, while you sit around eating McDonald's or something. So that's my 2 cents on this. Something that I learned over the past 3-4 years is learning how to change the way I see money. Money has no morals. So whether you are Pablo Escobar or you are Mother Teresa, it does not matter. Money goes where value is created. So thank you. If you liked it, like it. If you don't, tell me if you don't like it, and like and share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. See you on the next one.